Hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Alradi. I am coming on to talk about some important news regarding EIDL, but I'm also going to be talking about important news regarding the PPP forgiveness, the timetable on the ERTC credit up to $33,000 per employee. And I'm going to be talking about child care provider grants. I meant to talk about that last week, but I think I forgot about it, but it's important. So for all of you child care providers out there, I'm going to be giving you information on that, as well as some other important news for all you entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. I always tell you, every day things are changing. There's new information that's coming out that is going to impact you and your business and the process that you're going through to receive stimulus dollars. So I'm going to get into it, but first, as always, just want to welcome in all of you all. If you're new to our channel, do be sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed already, and do let us know who you are in the comments, right? Let us know what your business is. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you have experienced through this COVID-19 pandemic. And we are hoping that all of you have received at least some type of relief, but I already know that there's millions that have not. As many programs that have launched, there's still many businesses that have not received any of those dollars. I'm also going to be talking about state stimulus checks as well, just so you all make sure that you know that those your state may be issuing different stimulus checks for different reasons. That's important to know as well. Do give this a thumbs up, hit that like button wherever you're viewing in from, so more people see this. We need more businesses to know about these programs, and there's still too many that do not. And so we're just thankful to have this platform that we've been able to help so many thousands and thousands of you, but there's thousands and thousands more that still need our help, that have not come across our channel or our platform, and they need this information. They need the support for their businesses, because businesses are still concerned that there may be another shutdown, and even before shutdown, they're still experiencing a loss, right? Business is not back up and running the way it was in 2019. So business owners still continue to need help, and we continue to advocate and petition for our leaders to get all of the businesses the help and support that they need. So with that said, I'm just going to first start off with the child care provider grants. So I'm sure you know a child care provider. This is whether you're home-based or you have a brick and mortar location. I want to remind you that part of the federal the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, one of the stimulus in there is for child care providers grants, right? I believe it was 47 or $49 billion that is available, that was allocated to the state. So each state receives money. So each of your states that you're in, they know how many child care providers there are in their state, okay? And so these monies are available, and the states have begun. Some states, as I believe as early as May or June, have already opened up their programs. More are coming on board to open up these grants for you to apply. So you want to apply with your state. So you want to contact, if anything, just start at your governor's office, but usually it's the Child and Family Services Department or agency in your state at the state level that is really overseeing this program. So you can either start with the governor's office or try to contact your Child and Family Services department for that. Now I know for sure New York has already begun issuing out these child care provider grants. They actually have $1.1 billion for their child care providers. So that's important to know. And I know New York State has already, let me just check the numbers here, but I know New York State has already issued out, I believe, $89 million, right, to child care providers. So there's still a ton of money left. And we know New York is pretty big, and they've been really on the forefront of providing stimulus relief throughout this entire pandemic. They're one of the states that I believe have been doing a good job compared to some of the other states. I know Arizona as well received just short of $1 billion. So most states receive near $1 billion or more, again, just depending. So there's a lot of money out there for you all that are child care providers. And I know Arizona is stated that their grant program will be open and available accepting applications through June 2023. But don't wait till June 2023. Don't even wait till June 2022. You want to find out when they're opening up the applications and get your application in as soon as possible. So we know every state is different in how they administer their programs, the systems that they use. Some are better than others. So you want to get a jump start on the process to make sure that you get the funding that you need for your business. Now, for these childcare provider grants, you can use them on so many things. You can use them on rent, payroll, mortgage, utilities, PPE, other operational costs to offset costs of those who you provide, those customers that you provide childcare services to that can't afford it. So your state will have all of the rules and guidelines and requirements that you need to follow. Need to make sure that you, as a childcare provider, you need to be licensed and you need to be in line with all of their requirements. So you can't be sanctioned, right, and then get access to any of their programs. But this is a great program. Again, over $40 billion. Each state is getting that money. So be first to get your applications in so you can get funding. And if you are already a child care provider and you receive those funds, please let me know. Let us know in the comments. We do want to know those of you all that are out there that are getting the grants. Now I want to move on to the EIDL because this is really important. This is the real breaking news. We know there have been many challenges with the EIDL program and the SBA. There's been many glitches and things like that. But we know that business owners have been reporting that there was this they thought what it was a glitch. Okay, so if you are applying for the loan or the loan modification and you go into your portal and it's asking you to upload these documents, right? So you upload documents to your portal, and this new form, which is the ODA Form P-022, popped up, and you're like, what is this, right? And you're not able to move forward with the process or even understanding what the form is that is being asked of you. So it wasn't really a glitch. This is a form that the SBA is putting forth. However, when they uploaded the form, they realized that it was not in compliance with the what is called the 508 compliance requirements. These are accessibility requirements for any online platform to meet the needs of the disabled, right? So they have to be 508 compliant. They were not, so they removed the form. So once they get those technical issues resolved, they will put that form back out. Now, my understanding is similar is for corporations. Now, if you're not incorporated, if you have a loan or you're going through the loan modification, they want you to have a signature of authority that you have the authority as the owner or as the applicant to apply and receive the grant funds. And so if you go to the SBA website, you will see some templates that you can use. There's not like a standard template, but there are samples of what that is. And so if you are one of those individuals that apply for the loan or loan modification and have submitted your certificate of authority, please let us know in the comments as well. But that's what that is. So let me know if you saw that form, ODA Form P-022, so you know what's going on. So it may come back. Just want to let you all know. And why? I don't know. Like it's kind of like, you start a program and then you start introducing new rules and requirements. Okay. And so we've seen that too, like across the board. I was just speaking to another business owner, and they were talking about the fact that the SBA keeps requesting the same information multiple times after you've already given the information. That is so frustrating, right? And it's like, what happened to my information? And how are you allowed to get away with losing my information? And the fact that I have to keep sending the same thing 2, 3, and 4 times. Now, I know personally that happened to me. And so I tell you all to always keep your trails, your email trail and your documentation trail, so I can always confirm that I have already sent it. And I highly recommend also that you not only email, but you fax and possibly mail it, because you can email documents, you can fax documents, and you can also mail it. But we know mail is snail mail, but it's a three-prong approach to make sure that the SBA, the right department, is getting your information. And even with that, that's not even a guarantee that they won't come back and say that you're still missing a document. And so one of the business owners that I was listening to followed all of these steps. And then what he said was, and he's not even asking for a lot of money, right? It's under $20,000. And he submitted all the information, did the email, did the fax, mailed it, and they still came back and said that there was information missing that he had already submitted. So what he's doing is getting his attorney involved. He's okay with paying a couple $100 to have his attorney send it on his behalf. We all know when you get your attorney involved, it's a whole nother scenario, and sending it certified mail to make sure somebody is signing off on it. So, as I've said before, I've dealt with the frustration. I understand a lot of the frustration that business owners have trying to get funds through the EIDL program. So I'm with you, and want to just share steps that we have taken and others to expedite the process when you have to keep going back and forth. And I know one of my peers too, and I have to check in with her later. She was trying to get the loan, and what happened is they kept telling her that she was faxing, I think, her transcripts, or she was emailing a document, faxing a document, and they kept coming back saying that they could not, it wasn't visible, they could not read it. And then come to find out that wasn't even the case. Months and months and months later, once that person left and she got a hold of a whole new person, and it's like, okay, so you made me wait all these months when that wasn't even the issue, and I could be using my funds. Or maybe they went out of business. Businesses need money now. They can't be waiting months and months and months. And some have been waiting over a year and almost 2 years since this program opened in March of 2020 to get access to funds. And that is just unacceptable. And so, but I realize that the SBA has made a number of different changes. You tell me out there, do you see significant changes? So we do see loan modifications getting approved, but there's still people in the process that haven't had their loans approved or loan modifications approved, that are still waiting on the targeted EIDL grants to get approved as well. So you tell me how you think the customer service is and the support in helping you get your money faster. I really like to know, because each experience is different, but I do know they have implemented new changes. I do know that business owners have been reporting that they're getting approved and they're getting funded, but I still get a lot that have not, that are still stuck in the process. And so we want to make sure that you all are able to get unstuck. And I mentioned this to a business owner yesterday, and I mention it almost every time I come on here, is that you don't have to just wait, okay? A lot of you all are waiting. You have not even called. For the first step you want to take is to call and get a status on your application. And you have a portal, but if you don't have a portal, just call. If you have a portal or not, call and get a status. And if it's been months and months and months and they're saying it's still in process, and there's nothing you have to do, the next step to take is to contact your district SBA office for assistance and let them know that per the SBA's FAQs, they have advised them if you need support in expediting your application or getting issues resolved, to contact them. The next step is to contact your congressperson. You can simply Google these people, okay? Simply Google them, reach out to them, call them, and get them involved. I'm telling you, that has helped many thousands of business owners to get through to the process. Understand that a lot of the first line reps that when you call, they don't know a whole lot, really. They don't. And then we find that some of the loan specialists, they're not well versed in understanding small business income, because I haven't found that, with the requesting same information or even more information that doesn't seem to match the level of funds that is being requested. Like this one gentleman, they said they wanted 12 months of projections. Now you just funded him 6 months working capital, right? So some of you already got the working capital. This is just an increase. So with the increase, why are you asking me to jump through all these hoops? It just seems like with some of these programs, they're just making you jump through so many hoops, causing so many delays, having all these different glitches, and then saying it's your fault. Whether it's your fault or not, now you got to wait months and months and months to get it corrected, and that's just not right. However, you have to use your voice. We have to continue to let them know that this is unacceptable, that our business is struggling, that we are on the verge of closing because you have been waiting so long, and it is so frustrating. And I understand that, but you have to keep pushing. You have to keep doing that, and you have to make your voices heard. But this is one of the most popular programs that is open through December 31st of 2021. So we want to make sure that you all get your applications in. If you have not applied for the EIDL loan program, it's a great program. It is not a forgivable loan like the Paycheck Protection Program, but they have great terms as well. It's a long-term loan. The PPP is not. It's a long-term 30-year maturity, lower, more manageable payments that you can make on it, 3.75% term if you are for-profit, 2.75 if you are a nonprofit business. Now, you must have started your business as of or before January 31st of 2020 to qualify, because this is for businesses that were already operating, and due to the shutdown, enforced government shutdown, we were forced to close our doors, right? And we lost sales, we lost clients, we had to cancel events and the like. So this is not for new startup businesses. You're trying to get your business started up. That is not for you. There are other programs out there, including through the SBA, that are available to you. And I'll be doing a show on that next week. When you apply for the loan, so if you're just applying for the loan, or if you applied already, if you got denied or not, if you accepted it or not, please, if you meet the requirements, please do apply for the targeted EIDL grant of up to $10,000 and the supplemental grant up to $5,000. That means you can get up to $15,000 in free money for your business. And that's if you applied in 2020 or you applied in 2021. And still, so many of you all don't even know that. You think I was denied for the loan and you thought you didn't even qualify for the grant. That is not the case. They're processed separately. So I definitely want you all to go after this, because, again, I said before that once the infrastructure bill passes, they have already allocated to snatch $17.1 billion from the targeted EIDL grant because it's considered unallocated. Now, when you apply, it would be allocated to you, okay? They need applicants to be able to allocate the money to, and there's just such a shortage of applicants. And I know many of you all are saying, that's bogus, right? I'm an applicant and I'm still stuck in the process. Why are they going after all these other applicants and mine is still in process? I get it. And they need to get moving because it's slow. I mean, I checked the reports on both the EIDL loan and the EIDL grants, and the reports haven't been updated since August the 19th, which is concerning. I mean, they're supposed to be updating these reports on a weekly basis. So I'm trying to figure out and give this information to you all to see how quickly they're progressing from the week before. And now they're behind, because last that I reported, only 360,000, a little bit above 360,000 have been approved for the targeted EIDL grant for $3 billion, and 280,000 have been approved for $1.4 billion for the supplemental grant. That there's $27 billion left in the targeted EIDL grants that many of you all can get. I'm talking if you're a gig worker, if you're a 1099 worker, if you're an independent contractor, you can qualify for this grant. It is not just for small businesses with employees, which too many of you all think that it is. It is not. You have to have 500 employees or less to qualify for the EIDL program. But for the grant, you have 300 employees or less, live in a low income community, and be able to show that you had a loss of 30% or more in one quarter in 2019 compared to that same quarter in 2019. And then the supplement of $5,000, you need to still be in a low income community, and then have 10 employees or less, and then be able to show a 50% decrease in gross revenue, gross sales, and gross receipts. And this is for business, not any W-2 income, not any unemployment income, not any grants. And so that's where people get stuck a lot of times and make errors and get declined, because you don't know how to calculate your income, right, from your sales, and you don't know how to calculate the loss, right? And I always say the simplest thing to do is to have an accounting system, whether it's QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Wave, whatever the accounting system is. There, once you funneling your income from your bank account or your PayPals or Squares or Stripes into that system, then you can with a button pull a profit and loss report, and it that's easily shows what you made in what sales you received in any given period to determine if you had a loss or not. Like, some people will have a loss, some people it will stay the same. Some people made more money in 2020, but that's not the majority. Okay, that's the minority. But you have to know how to fill out these applications. That's why we have created so many tools and resources to be able to help you, because many have struggled through this process. But just know that even though you're denied, that is not it. You can, for every program, you can request an appeal. For the targeted EIDL grant, it is called the request for reevaluation. And for the loan, if you're denied, it's called the request for reconsideration. And both have specific emails and contact numbers to support you in that effort. We also have templates on our website at www.shebosstalk.com. Some reconsideration templates that help you, because you must have an argument, like a legitimate argument, and then back that up with documents, right, to support your position, to show either the SBA, you got it wrong when you denied me and I can prove it, or SBA, you know what, there was an error on my behalf, I have corrected it, here's the corrected information, and please, ma'am and sir, provide me with my grant of $10,000 and $5,000 supplement, or provide me with my loan or my loan modification, whichever process that you are in. Now, we do offer opportunities. We do offer consults. I have limited spots available. All these resources and our scheduling links are in the show notes and the description of this video, because people ask me that all the time, because I always go back through the comments and how to get in contact with me. That's how, if you want to get on my schedule, those are the schedulers that are available. We're still assisting with PPP forgiveness if you need help with that. We're still assisting with EIDL, and then other consults if you need them. And if you need referrals or something else, have another question you want to follow up, you can always reach out to us at hello@shebosstalk.com. Now, I want to just touch really quickly on PPP forgiveness. Again, this is a really critical. You should have a sense of urgency to make sure that those of you that did get a PPP loan, that is a forgivable loan, that you request forgiveness from your lender. So you must go back to your lender, and you must be ready, making sure that you spent the money on eligible expenses, that you have met the cover period between 8 and 24 weeks. Make sure when you're submitting your application that it is at least at the 10th or 13th week before you actually submit your application for forgiveness. The bulk of those that have not requested forgiveness are those with that were funded $150,000 or less. Now, those of you, and I'm in that category, right? But I've already had 2 of my 3 PPP loans forgiven. I'm just waiting on the last one. The SBA has a direct PPP portal. Probably now they may have around 2,000 lenders that have opted in at this point. If your lender has opted in, then you can simply apply through the SBA portal. And it really, based on my understanding and based on my own testing, the process is really quick. It's just a matter of, do you know that you need to request it? Because some of you all think it's automatic, and it's not. You're going to be surprised when you get a bill in the mail. You get that first payment in the mail. So I don't want you to get to that point I want you to get those applications in. And it's still over 50% of you all that have not requested forgiveness. So we need you all to get those forgiveness applications in. It's a really simple process. Don't just take my word for it. Many of my peers have come back and actually showed me that they have gotten approved or sent me an email. What does this mean? Does this mean I'm approved? And then I comment back, yes, that means that you've been approved, right? And that's just such an amazing feeling to know that you had a loan for $10,000, $15,000, $30,000 is the one lady had. They got forgiven. That means it's a grant. It's free, clear. You do not have to pay it back. That's wonderful. But and at the same time, you get to reinvest it in your business for what you need it for, whether that's payroll, whether that's getting your rent paid up, because we know a significant number of small businesses, they're behind on their commercial rents. I talked about this the other day, behind on commercial rents. And just like residential rents, these landlords, some of them will work with you and some of them will not. Like if you don't have your money, that means your business is done, like it's closed. Right? If you just get shut down because you can't afford to pay your rent and your landlord won't work with you, it's like, what do you do? Right? You got to try to come up with a quick game plan, and not every business is able to survive that. But I do, encourage you to use. That's what these funds are for. So whether you got PPP, EIDL, restaurant revitalization, you got a state grant, you got a national grant. You evaluate your personal business needs and where you can allocate those dollars, and how to allocate those dollars that is going to give you a return on your investment, that is going to multiply it or help you to be able to scale your business. That's what I would recommend that you do. But again, business owners are still going through a hard time. So let's get this loan, this PPP loan that you have, forgiven. So that's not another burden that you have to worry about. Okay. And then the other thing is the ERTC. This is the employee retention tax credits, which I said has flown under the radar, but it is a huge benefit. Again, I don't care whatever you call the name, is free money, tax credit, and refundable at that. Meaning that your business can get cash back for your business for the employees that you have for a max of $33,000 per employee, and that's with eligibility combined from 2020 and 2021 credits. Okay, so the rules are different for the 20 and 21, and I did a video on that last week. So just go back to that video. And check that out. And I would say, if you believe you're eligible, you need to be running to pick up the phone to call your accountant or your tax person to ask them to find out if you are eligible, so you can get everything you need in order to get that tax credit. Now, this is another benefit that is possibly on the chopping block. If the infrastructure bill passes, it will be instead of it being extended to December 31st of 2021, it will actually end September the 30th. Okay, so time is of the essence. We have to have a sense of emergency and going after all of these different opportunities that are out here, because they can be here today and gone tomorrow. But there are new opportunities coming online every single day, and I try to keep you all abreast of that. Always sharing information on our various social platforms. If you're not on our email list, I would highly recommend that you get on that. You could just subscribe when you get on our website and do that. We give a lot of valuable information. We have a lot of programs and different things that we run for our email list as well. And so the last thing that I want to talk about is the stimulus checks, right? These are the states. So just again, check with your state. Most likely they have already sent out notifications in the mail to all of the residents, or like some of them, they're giving it to like teachers, right? So just check with your state to see what they have going on. You could just simply Google your state, like Ohio stimulus check, right? And it will pop up. Okay, so I do this every single day. But there are many states that have stimulus checks, stimulus checks, or other types of incentives. I know California has a tax rebate. You have to have filed your 2020 tax returns. They've already sent out these rebates to 600,000 residents. I know New Mexico is issuing out a $750 one-time emergency financial assistance payment. But there are other states that are either doing that or have some other type of incentive as well. And the incentive too may be around the fact that your state may have been one of the earlier ones to exit out of the federal unemployment benefits program, which, by the way, is scheduled to end in 2 days. So September 4th is the last day for the federal, that's PUA benefits, and then additional $300 per week benefit. So you should receive a letter from your state. I know one of my peers who is still on unemployment, and if you didn't know, this is for self-employed, those that didn't qualify for traditional benefits, right? Self-employed small business owners. So once the program ends, that those of you that are self-employed small business, that's going to affect you because you will no longer get any benefits. But your state will send you a letter as notifying you as to the end, and based on where you are, what the actual end date is. Like if they got sued, some states did and had to backtrack and give you back payments. Every state is different. Just check with your states. Okay. So I think that's it that I wanted to cover today. Just a reminder, also with your states, just check for grants that are there. Many of you all don't look in your local areas for opportunities that are there. And you're missing out on a lot of money because I see them every day. I can't post all of them, your cities, your counties, but we do post, like at the state. When I say state, that's the state government that has COVID relief dollars for small business. But they're not the only ones that give out grants. So we always tell you where you can go, what organizations to connect with to get accelerated programs, pitch competitions, grant programs. We have them all the time here in Ohio. So I know that we're not the only state that is doing that. Likewise, rent relief for not only the renter, but for the landlord. Billions of dollars have been allocated, but very few of those dollars have actually gone out to residents and the landlords. And so we need to put pressure on them because the eviction ban is up. Okay. The Supreme Court ruled that it was illegal for the CDC to reinstitute it because the Congress has to pass it. And why they haven't is beyond me, knowing full well that there's billions of dollars that have yet gone to tenants and have yet to go on to landlords. And that means that thousands of people will potentially be evicted and homeless. And we don't want to see that. So it's, again, up to us you need to be calling your governor's office and asking them what is happening with the rent relief, and that you're either a landlord or you're a tenant and you're on the verge of getting evicted or whatever the case may be, and you're waiting on relief from the government. And how can you get an application to apply for relief up to 12 months of rent and utilities? And I know people personally who have gotten the benefit, including me. So I know the benefit is there, but the execution by individual states is lacking. And so I do know that. And you shouldn't be evicted and made to be homeless because the government doesn't have a good system in place to provide the outreach to let you know that the program is open, or they have a complicated application process or don't have the systems available for you to be able to apply. That's just ridiculous. Okay. So again, I continue to stay on top of it. I encourage you all to do it as well. And just share this information, our video, our channel, the information you gave to you. Someone else that you know needs this information and nobody's telling them. They have no clue. So you could save someone today from being evicted, from being homeless, from losing their business. So I encourage you all to continue to do it as you have in the past. This is life changing here, right? That's why I come on every day, to make sure that you're getting what you need so that you can not only survive, but you can thrive during this pandemic. So before I close out, I'm just going to go through here. I see all of you are on here. Thank you so much for being here. Just want to check and see if there's any pressing questions here. Thank you so much. And I love my She Boss Talk family. They always checking in, letting me know, how they're doing, how they're progressing. They even share their frustrations all the time. Like, I'm with you. If I can wave a magic wand and just make all of you all have all the money that you need, I would do that. But know that I'm praying for you. But I'm doing more than that. I'm taking action. All of this is for you, to get you what you need so that you can thrive in your business. And so I see Rachel out there. Congratulations on your target. She said she was denied the EIDL. That's the loan, but she got the targeted and the supplemental grant. That's $15,000. $15,000. What can you use $15,000 on in your business? Tell me, what can you use, or what have you used it for? And you also, if you were denied, you can go back and appeal it. You still have time, right? There's time limits on filing reconsiderations and evaluations. So you may still have time to go back and appeal. So I would encourage you all to do that. You're welcome. Someone is just thanking me for taking them through the loan process. They received their full grant, full supplemental grant. These testimonials are important to let people know that it is happening, because we have business owners losing hope. It's not happening for them, but I want to let them know, if they keep pressing, it could happen for them. And so it is possible. And I know it's a wait, and no, there's no standard time frames on when the SBA will finish one process and move to the other fund. Unfortunately, I can't even tell you, but I told you how to expedite. If you've been waiting months and months and months, call your SBA district office and call your Congress office, CIS, that you have. One of them will respond. Okay, and someone is saying, funded my account, the bank rejected it, sent it back to the SBA, and now it's been 2 months. Yeah, those bank returns, you do want to follow the process to get that moving, to make sure you correct whatever the issue is. But there is no standard turnaround time once there's been an issue with your bank. There just hasn't. And you can see there's an example there. She's been waiting 2 months. That's another situation where you can follow up with your SBA district office and your Congress to get that moving, because it's been 2 months already. It shouldn't take this long, right? Especially when they said they have new staff, they have new processes in place. These should be moving much more quickly than they are. Okay, someone got PPP forgiven, 2 PPPs forgiven. Congratulations on that. I already mentioned PPP. Those were you that were in the pipeline already, and you just stuck in the process. It's closed. There's no opportunity to get it unless now there is a proposal for PPP. It's interesting that they say there's a bill, and I'm trying to do more research on it, but saying that there's money left over. And I'm saying to myself, how is that possible when they said all monies were exhausted in the process? So what happened between that time that there's any money that shouldn't be reallocated? But there is talk that advocates want there to be more money made available for those that were stuck in the process, that did not get to move forward with their loans. Who knows if that will happen or when? But the bottom line is that you need money now. So just know that there are other alternatives. You'll see that we help get you access to same-day funding up to $25,000. Also, we do fund up to $2 million. Okay, so but there's certain requirements that have to be met. Okay, and they're on the screen, and they're also in the show notes. Do make sure you meet all of the qualifications. But we've gotten so many businesses funded. And I think this week trucking companies, where are you at, right? If you're a trucking company, I have not connected with so many trucking companies to COVID until they discovered I helped to get them access to funding. but that's the industry that's really in need of funding. And it's not always, because they're struggling due to COVID. Businesses need funding to grow, right? So that's the bottom line. We need funding to be able to grow our business, to be able to go buy that building or expand or be able to move or whatever the case may be. But we are able to get many businesses funded same day. They don't have to wait a week. They don't have to wait a month or months. They get the money same day. And so I just ask you all to share that information with your peers, because they don't know what options are available. They don't think there are any options because the banks keeps turning them down. It's very hard for business owners to get access to traditional banking funds because it's just such a complicated process. A lot of underserved communities are left out. 80% of businesses don't get funding. That means only 20% of small businesses get funding. So there's movements to change that. But in the meantime, there's other options out there and available for you to secure funding for your business. So I will hope that you all take advantage of that and take advantage of the resources that we have provided for you. Okay, someone else is saying they were declined because of low income. We're still monitoring to see if they change that. They have not said that they will change that as of yet. Okay, but stay tuned for that. Let's see. Before I close out, tax transcripts. Those of you that, if you're waiting for your EIDL because of the 4506T, your tax transcripts, okay? What I do know is the IRS has moved 4,000 to the IRS. So some of you all said that you weren't denied. That's a good thing. But you were on hold, right? You were pending processing because of that your tax transcripts. So they are moving that. So what I'm thinking is that I know the SBA is in conversations with the IRS on how to move these along. So I don't know how many of you all are still in that bulk that are just stuck because of that 4506T tax transcript that you must have to get the loan, to get the modification, and to get the grant. And that's all that you're waiting on. So hopefully you're in one of the 4,000 that just went to the SBA. Let me know if you are one that was waiting on had the issue with the tax transcripts. If you have been able to overcome that to get funded, let me know so I can share that with others and let them know that progress is being made in that area. So that's it for today. As always, I just want to wish you much success. Take every day, make sure that you are intentional about achieving your goals, no matter where you're at. Just take one step at a time, one step towards your goals, and you will see a change, right? You will see success. So I encourage you all to do that, and I encourage you to continue to be the boss with amplified impact. Continue to stay safe and in good health, and keep those around you safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day.